and welcome to a new episode of Mostly Engineering and a new format on our channel where I talk about Workbench related topics. So I hope you enjoy it and let's get started. So, welcome to my Workbench, and currently I'm working on this little aircraft model, and when it's finished it will look something like this. And this is me building the model as my hobby. But as you know, model making is also how I make my living. And every time I tell people that I basically turned my hobby into my job, you hear this admiration, maybe a little bit of envy, and usually the statement, I wish I could do the same. And on paper, it sounds like a really easy equation. Your hobby is something you really enjoy doing, and your job, it's necessary, but depending on what you do, it might be everything but fulfilling. And so transferring it's your job's necessary function of earning money in order to pay your bills to your hobby sounds like a good idea. And this is what I want to discuss today. And spoiler alert, this video won't have an answer for you because this is a really highly individual question, but for me, I don't regret doing it. So, first I want to start with a quote from Davis, and he was a model maker for Industrial Light and Magic, and he said, a professional model maker takes pride in how little time he spends on a model, while a hobbyist takes pride on how much time he spends on a model. And this really nicely illustrates the fundamental difference between hobby and a job. Because in your hobby, spending time, even wasting it, this is the goal. While on your job, time is the enemy. And so last week we had to finish some ship models, and for me building this really beautiful big ship was really a bucket list item. But still, like when you're 13 hours in the workshop and you're still working on this model and you know it has to be finished today because it has to ship tomorrow in order to arrive for the trade show the client ordered it. Yeah, in these circumstances, model making is not fun. It really sucks. And in a hobby, you would just say like, okay, I do it a different time and be done with it. But because the client ordered it and paid a lot of money for it, you have to deliver it in time. There might be reasons, but your excuses are your own. So you have to finish it no matter what. And in this situation, model making really sucks. And the only relief I had in this moment was that for this project I wasn't financially responsible, at least not directly. So, and if you come home, then you're not building any models anymore. So this is also the reason why this model is set in this half-finished state for so long that I forgot which color I used for the interior. I hope it doesn't become a problem, but we will see. And this is a big problem. If you turn your hobby into your job, you burden it with deadlines, with clients, with financial responsibility, even financial dependency on it. And these are all really factors that can sour your hobby. It can sour your hobby to an extent that your hobby loses its function for you to take care for your mental health, regenerate. And yeah, this can become a problem really quickly. And yeah, this is a big problem of it. On the other end, as I said, I don't regret doing it, and usually I would say 70 to 80% of the times I really enjoy going to work, and this is really nicely high rate, and it's the highest I know from everyone I know, and it's also much more than I expected for myself. When I was at the university, I always said like, okay, if I have a job where I'm satisfied more than 51% of the time, I won. This is like amazing, and I exceeded it by a lot. Another point, of course, is, I mean, model making is per definition a more or less very lonely hobby. You build your model, you're on your desk alone at home, and for me as a lonely child, perfect hobby. But yeah, social contacts in the hobby are rare, especially as also model making isn't that common of a hobby. And so if you compare your hobby contacts, for example, if you are playing some team sport or something like this, there's a difference at night and day. And if it wouldn't be for work, I wouldn't really have anyone else where I could geek out about model making, share the passion, and this in turn is really motivating you for your job, for your hobby. These two things go then hand in hand. And that's a really nice point. And also the sense of accomplishment when you do something you really enjoy and you can make a living from it. And also the sense of accomplishment you can get from other professionals for your work. So if you see this little model from VW Beetle, and professionally I'm really proud that I made this model start to finish in about an hour, 1.5 hours. And even more proud I am that on the last project, on the web party, I met Alex, and Alex, he's one of the best model makers I know. Like building models for Wes Anderson movies, this kind of league. He talked about the previous project where I built the Beetle for, and talked about the model and how he really admired this little VW Beetle. Even at this point didn't know that I did it, and to be honest, that felt like really nice sense of accomplishment. And yeah, this is also something you get when you're doing it for a job. Last point I want to say is especially true if you're self-employed. If you're self-employed and you have to manage it as your own business, all this business advice say, yeah, you have to give 120% to be successful, this kind of stuff. And yeah, you can't give 120%, at least not for a very long time. It is like you can give 100% of your energy, and this is already a lot, and you don't have more. That's the definition of 100%. And by having a job that is also your hobby, you have the added advantage that some of the parts of your work can give you energy and other than draining energy from you. And by being your hobby, it's something you are deeply knowledgeable about, you are deeply passionate about it, and this helps you to sell your work to the client. And because this should be the reason why the client hires you, because otherwise, if there's no passion or knowledgeable experience involved in it, it's only about the price, and this is a race to the bottom where I think no one can win. So yeah, these are basically my thoughts on the topic. So let me know what you think. Have you turned your hobby into a job, and how were your experience? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Also, how you like the new format. And as always, I try to answer the comments as quickly and correctly as possible. And all I have to say now is thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.